You whippersnapper, you! See? Hi, everyone, and welcome. It is Friday, which means it's time for Paint and Slay here on Idle Champions, and we are picking back up with our fantastic Jabberwock. And this is a lovely monster you can find featured in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, FYI, because I did see, just as we were closing out, someone going like, that Jabberwock's not in D&D. Actually, it is! It's not just Alice in Wonderland, folks. So yeah, this is a creature you can encounter in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And we got this started a couple weeks ago. Then we took a little hiatus to paint some candy corn ropers. And now we're jumping back into adding some more color to this figure. This is from WizKids, the D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line, and it is called the Jabberwock. Simple as that, Jabberwock. It is definitely a decent sized critter. I think this one classifies as large.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Or no, this one might be huge.
Oh.
That one might be huge because that's
I mean, it is a nasty dragon creature that in the D&D version anyway.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to keep going with this sizable critter. Actually, if you want for scale, here's a medium next to it. See, I think this one is a huge.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Looking at that. But we got the underbelly pretty much pulled together. We've done detail work on the mouth and the eyes. So now we're going to shift over to the wings and keep going with that lovely sagey green, close to what we created 2 weeks ago. It doesn't have to be exact because the wings are a fresh start. We're going to paint those onto the underside of the wings and a little bit onto the top of the wings. And we're going to do some fun stuff for the bottom of the top. You'll follow along and you'll see where we go. But before we get into pulling out paints and mixing and painting, Lauren, do we have things to share today about the game? Any news?
Virgil is coming to the game. Yay! I mean, we've known that Virgil was coming to the game for a little while, just because Kent and Virgil, they're kind of a pair. But it's nice to have the official announcement. The blog should be live now. The video spotlight should have been live an hour ago. And I know for a fact that that's live. So you can check out the video spotlight for the 2-minute Who is Virgil in My Idle Champions. You can check out the blog for all the details. But if you've been watching Idle Champions Presents Hunger of the Far Realms, then you've already got a pretty good idea about who Virgil is, because Brian's been playing in our amazing Monday night Idle Champions Presents game, along with, I mean, look at all these awesome people. So it's Brian and Eugenio as Kent from Rivals of Waterdeep. We've got Tristan Falcone, Holly Conrad, and Anna Prosser from the C Team and Acquisitions Incorporated, and all the PAX shows, which the specific name of that has gone out of my head, but you know what I mean. And DM'd by the amazing B. Dave Walters. So all the episodes, if you haven't been able to watch so far, all the episodes are up on our YouTube, so you can go check that out. But come by on Monday. If you didn't watch last week's episode, it's classic D&D.
Yes.
And by that, I mean half of it is hysterical, hilarious, high adventure, and half of it is emotional and deep. And it's
Yes.
so good. And it
Oh.
turns, and this cast is so good. It's so
It's-
good. Yeah.
If you
So
haven't
definitely go check that out.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, it is worth taking this weekend, going to our YouTube channel and binge watching it. Not even kidding.
Absolutely.
I mean, I sit and I watch the thing behind the scenes in the Zoom call, and I want to go back and watch it all over again so I can actually, like, because, you know, I have to watch other things too, so I can, like, watch and catch all the nuances I know that I didn't catch the first go around, because it is that good. That's how fantastic this crew is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
there's a moment specifically between Kent and Virgil, but then there's a moment that's surrounding that entire all 5 of them around something that happens, and I'm talking in circles so that I do not spoil anything.
No
that is so gut-wrenchingly good, especially after all of the hilarity of High Adventure. So definitely go check that out. That's all we've got for announcements. We do have the amazing Martin as our moderator in chat. They're going to be grabbing questions from chat and putting them in my little backstage document so that when we are focused on wings, I don't miss anything. So make sure if you have a question about Idle Champions, about Hunger of the Far Realms, about painting minis, you can ask about Virgil, but I might only be able to answer questions about Idle Champions Virgil. So yeah, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters, and Martin will grab it so that we don't miss it. But I think that's everything.
I think that does cover everything. Okay, so we are using the Vallejo game color line, which you can find in a lot of different places, including your local game store. Again, WizKids has provided the mini for us. Thank you so much, WizKids. And I believe this is the last week to use Cover Your Ears 10 off as the code.
I think you're right.
So you can use that and you get 10% off your purchase on dndmini.com, which is a great place to find miniatures from their D&D Knows Those Marvelous Miniatures line. If you don't have a local game store near you, but if you do have a local game store near you, please go and visit them, check it out, help out the little guy, because dang it, they're worth it.
And even if they don't have the mini on hand, WizKids is a big enough retailer that your friendly local game store can probably order what you need and get it on in. So definitely chat with a nice person there. What are we working with? I've been shaking things up.
Stonewall Gray and Goblin Green. Stonewall Gray is just it's sort of a warmer mid-tone gray. And then Goblin Green is pretty much a classic. That's what you get for green and classic put together. A classic olive green. So we're going to mix those up. 2 parts Goblin to, I want to say 1 part Stonewall Gray. And then we're going to start.
This is the wings. I'm assuming we're going to want
a good amount. Yeah. Definitely a sizable amount. I'm going in with a nice healthy quarter size dollop of the green, and then I'll go in with a dime size dollop of the gray.
All right.
And I'm not familiar with loony and toony and other types of coinage to help with that one. I see a Brian in the chat.
I saw them too. Hi. We were literally just talking about Virgil and how awesome Virgil is, and how happy we are that even though we've known Virgil is coming to Idle Champions, having the official announcement and the video and the blog and everything, we're so happy about. So welcome as we paint a Jabberwock, which probably won't be something you'll face in Hunger of the Far Realms, but you never know
with B Dave, quite frankly.
You never know when he's going to be like, yeah, you're in the Far Realms, but guess what? It's the Far Realms by way of the Feywild. And then, who knows?
I mean, look at what he did with Black Dice. He took a bunch of Ravenloft kids and popped them in the Feywild.
And then he took a bunch of Ravenloft kids and sent them off to the Shadowfell.
That's just it.
Crossovers are fun.
They are. They really are fun. Although, quite frankly, getting into the Feywild was kind of crucial for Nika's story, so made sense.
Yeah.
All right, so I have this mixed up.
Yeah, I might have to add a little more gray. Oh, yeah, I need some more gray.
Yeah, so just this
I'm
classic
not quite
garden sage. That's right, garden sage green, not dry sage green. This is what sage looks like in a garden, nice and fresh.
Yeah, very bright. I've still got
All
some
right.
mixing to do.
And I did thin mine out because my goblin green paint's a little bit thicker now that it's been used a bit. So got it to that nice warm maple syrup consistency. And again, that helps to make sure that when you go into paint, that the paint falls into those grooves nicely without clogging them up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to add a
Yeah.
little bit of water to mine as well.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go in and I'm actually going to work with the striations of the texture. So I'm pulling my brush across the form.
And this is the bottom of the wings, right?
Yeah, it's the inside of the weave. So the part that is curving in is the part you want to dress with this color all over on the inside.
The stuff closest to the body.
Yes.
I will come up with multiple ways of saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'll go grab questions. Caliph Marin says, kind of a question. I took your advice about the fingers and toes last week. Everyone loved them. Forgot to take pics before they were all gone, but thank you very much for the tips.
You're
Aw,
very
that's
welcome.
excellent.
Yeah, it's
Well,
always fun when you're doing details with food.
and if you managed to, if they were all gone before you could take pictures, that's all the
That's a good
praise
sign.
you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is high praise right there. It's just like, wait a
Mm-hmm.
second, but I wanted visual evidence. It's like, nope.
To that
They're all
I
in my tummy.
say, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yay.
Truly.
Bellswin asks, are old episodes of Paint and Slay on YouTube? Yes, they are. So you can catch up. They are on. So we have 2 YouTube channels, which sounds confusing, but it really isn't. One of them is the Idol Champions of the Forgotten Realms YouTube. That's where you'll find any of our live play shows, any of our interviews, any of the
Spotlight vlogs,
like the
stuff.
spotlights,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then a lot of the shows that we because we don't put all of our Twitch shows on YouTube, but a lot of the ones that we do, we put onto the Codename Entertainment YouTubes. That's the C&E Games YouTube. And if you do, I'm not looking at the Twitch chat, but if someone does !YouTube, you will get links to both. And the Codename Entertainment one is the one you'll want to go to in order to see all of the Paint and Slay episodes. There's a nice little playlist, and you can either catch up by, if you wanted to join us for the Jabberwock, the first episode is on there and you can catch up with us. If there's a mini that is in there that you want to paint, that you want to, paint with us, except from the past, go for it. But yeah, we've got all those episodes up on the Codename YouTube.
Yeah. Join in the fun. That wasn't meant to sound sarcastic. I don't know why it came out that way.
It didn't sound sarcastic to me. It sounded a little. It sounded a little commercially, like join in the fun.
Join in the fun. Don't forget to log in today.
Exactly. I was also just looking to see. So yeah, the little bulb before the claw you're painting.
I'm painting that as well. Yep.
Okay.
It's not easy being green.
That's a pretty good Kermit.
I'm
impressed. Oh, and of course, today is free Timegate weekend. And so we will have Brian's like big like and subscribe energy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is funny that you bring that up. So the video went live an hour ago. And during Sean's show, Seasoning with Sean, he was talking about it, and I could not help but jump on because, as I think I've mentioned it before, I do the blogs and I do the video, and the whole idea is like the video is supposed to be a very quick, fun overview of a champion in about 2 minutes. The blog is the in-depth, but I'm always looking for, what do people think of these? What could be more helpful? What changes can be made? Right. So I did in the chat be like, hey, so if you like it, I would really love it if you'd, like and comment and tell me what you like about it and tell me what you don't like about it and what could be better and all of that. And then I'm like, and I guess you might as well like and subscribe and comment and ring the bell and do all of those things. I'm like, all right, well, if I've gone this far down the YouTube
yeah, exactly.
pratter, I might as well just go all the way.
To this day, I still have that video wrap-up pattern stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And here, while you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. If you have any questions, you can email me at gmail.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great one until the next time.
Yep. None of us
gets stuck. It stays loose there.
And sadly, it's one of those things. It's like, do we like doing it? No, not really.
Not
I mean,
so
but
it does
it objectively helps.
It does work.
People actually do like and subscribe and comment when you say something. So it's one of those things in where, well, we wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
Yep, exactly. So what I'm going to do now that I have the inside painted, I'm flipping over to the outside, and we're going to take this same color and pull it up into about midway point. And that's what I mean by midway. I'm just going to do little dots here so you can kind of see my reference point and pull the color up. Because we're going to do a little fun blending work on the outside of the wing.
Okay.
So you'll finish painting around the bulb before the talon. That sounds like a tavern. The bulb before the talon.
Yeah, I'd drink there. I'd go and rest my weary head there. Absolutely.
Yeah. We've come up with a few tavern names because of painting minis. I wish we wrote them down now.
Yeah, we need a montage of all of our tavern names. Okay, I did get distracted because of like and subscribe and comment and leave a review.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Exactly, because it is free Timegate weekend, and so there's going to be a lot of people coming in who might have a question about, hey, which Timegate should I choose of the 3 that I've been given? I will give my usual disclaimer, which is there's not a wrong answer here. You will hear some amazing answers from people in chat, and we are more than happy to give you amazing answers. But there's not really a wrong one, because eventually you're going to want to catch them all, as the saying goes. But we will try to give our best opinion based on what we know. And if you do want a more in-depth opinion, say, you want to be able to chat with people and say, well, I've got this, and I'm thinking about this and this, and I will grab a drink in a moment. Make sure you go to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, where there's a whole crew of people who are happy to help out, especially if you want assistance and you need to give more than just here's the 3 that I have. Now that I've said all that, Bookish Oddish wants to know, Wolfgar, Vanya, or Morrigan as free Timegate choices. I think Morrigan or Wolfgar, and I'm going to lean on Morrigan. I think it's Morrigan. I'm going to lean on her because of there's been a bunch of just events and things recently and where she's been incredibly useful for me, especially in adventures and adventure variants where there's a limited number of champions available. And I don't know if this is all of a sudden or if I'm just noticing it, she's just been very useful for me very, very recently. And she's got a set of specializations that make her very versatile. So I'd say go for Morrigan. Ooh, that's a little more gloopy than I wanted. No.
Oops. And what I'm doing is kind of doing a pulling the brush up to break up that line that I created. Just to sort of blur that so that I can blend the other color down and through when the time comes. And you're not fighting a straight line to blend, because that's no fun for anyone.
Oh, no fighting the straight line.
No.
There we go. Question : has a question. With Jason Charles Miller back from the castle, is there a return date for Bardic Inspiration? Must ask you since Dylan isn't on stream anymore. As far as I know, Bardic Inspiration is still on hiatus. I mean, we are getting into that holiday season. Yeah. So even though he is back from the holiday or back from the time in a castle, as far as I know, there's no Bardic Inspiration is still on hiatus. That doesn't mean that you won't see Jason Charles Miller doing awesome things with us, though. Yeah. There might be something coming up. I'm just saying. That's it. That's all I'm gonna hint at.
Teaser.
Teaser. And now I'm doing
Teaser
the thing where I'm
alert.
trying to make sure I got into all the nooks and crannies of the wings because
Mm-hmm. It
it's
is a
surprising
thing.
how I missed nooks and crannies.
It is a thing to be
Okay.
aware of.
Lightning Hawk wants to know Jahira or Walnut. Ooh.
Walnut.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Walnut, and it's 100% just gonna be of Hunger of the Far Realms because Walnut. But I will say Jahira is real good. So
Yeah.
I'd get Jahira next if you can. But yeah, Walnut's super fun.
Oh, and the spells and I'm sorry. I will drift druids. Shocker, I know, but
I mean, druids are pretty darn good.
it's a
Also,
fun.
Walnut's ultimate is both adorable and
Oh my god,
hysterical.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely
All right. I
love it.
think I got all the spots. So moving
Yeah.
on to the other wing. I
Yep. And
think.
worst case
Yeah.
scenario, while you paint this wing, the other wing's gonna dry, so you can go back and double check your work.
That's true. I am gonna add a little bit more water to this because it got goopy.
It got goopy.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
There we
knows?
go. That is the one downside of using the paper plate is
Mm-hmm.
it dries off a little bit faster.
Yeah, it does
So
happen.
yep. And get me back over here. Gelatinous Rubik's Cube question. I got Nova, Strix, and Black Viper. I have Nova already. Both Strix and Viper will be my thirds for the slot. I go Strix for the
Yeah.
especially for, Hunger of the Far Realms.
Mm-hmm.
Walnut is an excellent, or not Walnut. Black Viper is an excellent DPS to pick up, but I think you're going to get a lot of more immediate.
Strix, yeah.
Yeah. All right, back to the inside. I find myself double checking that I'm doing the right thing on the right side.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Mm-mm. And Lost Demented asks Narak or Black Viper. Ooh. 2 DPS. Ooh.
Yeah. Which one do you have more of in which slot type of situation?
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you need more in that slot? If you want to put in the work for Black Viper, because Black Viper is one of those DPS in where she gets more powerful the more you use her because she collects those the red gems when she's in a formation. So kind of the same way Dahani and Nahara, the more you use them, the more powerful they become. So, and Zorbu. So it is Black Viper is one of those that takes a little bit of time and effort before she gets more powerful. But if you're excited about that, go for her. If you're looking for kind of a more immediately powerful DPS champion, Narak. And then go I will now grab the drink. Go on to the Discord and the subreddit and go look up all the things you can do with Narak, which are not simple to explain, but very powerful.
Yes. The cheat code. Not even a cheat code. The cheat sheet. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
Cheat sheet.
Yeah. Narak just, there's a bunch of champions that are just awesome. And then you find out about it's not hidden, the things you can do with them if you know how to set up formations. And especially if you're a more active player, things that you can do that take a little bit of work and effort. Whereas some of us, and by us, I mean me, are the type of player that kind of enjoy the set it and forget it. And so we don't use Narak quite as often. But if you're willing to put in the work, just in general, go for Black Viper. If you're willing to sit and actively play the game, go for Narak.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a better...
that's fair. That is a fair assessment, yeah.
All right. And then Winterborn12 asks, first, how are you both doing today? Doing pretty good. How about you, V?
I'm getting close to... Okay, see, the thing is, we're getting close to the weekend, and I'm looking forward to this weekend because, don't laugh, I am leading this with, I'm not decorating it yet. Got a new
Okay.
Christmas tree. It arrived already, which means I'm going to get it set up with my kiddos to test run it with the cats to make sure if we need to anchor it, we can do it ahead of time.
I mean, that totally makes sense, especially in a new place and like making sure
Yes,
it fits
exactly.
and
So I'm
is it a
excited
real
for that
tree?
part. No. I get the fake trees because again, cats, especially with Rory, the little one who likes to stick her head right here every so often. She's
Yeah.
adventurous. She's not afraid of
Ah.
crawling into very small spaces. And the last thing I want to do is chase a cat around for the holiday season because she's covered in sap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to like the tree light in the evenings because I love the way the Christmas tree lights rooms when it's just the Christmas tree itself. So I'm excited for that
And
this weekend.
I don't think you have to, don't laugh, we're doing it so soon kind of thing. Because here's the thing. Here's what I've learned as I take a moment and make sure that I'm getting the sides, the
Mm,
top of the wing in the way that I
yeah.
want. Um, like I personally wouldn't put up Christmas stuff now, but there's a lot of people who do. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people who see that, 1st of November is the ideal time to put up Christmas stuff. And you know what? If it's making you happy, if it's giving you joy, if it's making your life easier, just go for it.
Yeah.
It's your
Well,
house. It's not
plus
my
it's
house.
like
You enjoy.
you and I have PAX Unplugged like right at the end of November into the beginning of December. So there goes that weekend. So that weekend's out.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting ready for Thanksgiving weekend the weekend before that. So I won't have
Yeah.
time to do setup and prep. Then we have other things happening the weekend before that. It's just like, oh, this is the weekend to do it. Even just to get up
Yeah.
and just make sure that I can anchor it as needed and like run to Home Depot and get whatever the heck I might need, like a molly bolt or something in the wall.
That
Um,
makes sense.
so yeah.
Yeah. And I know people who put their Christmas trees and their Christmas decorations up and they leave them up well
Mm-hmm.
past Christmas and into New Year's. And once again, like
Yeah.
if it's making you happy, go for it. It's your house, not my
I
house.
mean, I know someone who like changes the thematic decorations. So the tree stays up, but it becomes a holiday tree. Like
Yeah.
every single holiday has its own set of decor. And it's cute.
And especially in the last couple of years, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like anything that's going to give you some of that
Yes.
joy,
If it gives you
and
joy.
if
Yeah.
keeping it up makes you happy, then do it. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have the menorah up all the time. Granted, it's a little smaller than a Christmas tree. It's hard to see back there, but my menorah is out and quote
Yeah.
unquote up and
Visible.
active all the time. So, it's a pretty menorah. I got it as a gift
It
from my
is a pretty
family, and I like
menorah.
it.
That's just it. It's a lovely menorah that you have back there.
I just got green all over my light because I was looking for spaces that I missed, and I held it up a
Whoops.
little too high. Whoopsie. Oh
Whoopsie.
well.
Are you the Green Lantern now? I'll
Apparently,
go.
yes.
I'll go now. Bye.
No. You stay. You stay and pay for that. You stay
I'll
and
be
deal
here
with the
all
pun
night,
that you've
folks.
made.
Could you imagine?
Okay.
All right.
Meanwhile, oh yeah, and Winterborn did have a second part of that question, which
yes.
was Krond, Turiel, or Yorvin. Ooh,
like
all three
Yorvin.
of them are good in different ways. Who do you need? Who has what seat do you need more champions in? If that doesn't help, Yorvin, because Yorvin is just fun. And Yorvin's in a hard seat. Yeah, Murder Bunny is so much fun. And that is a hard seat.
Yeah.
I will admit, you don't end up using Yorvin. I don't end up using Yorvin as often as I would like. But Yorvin is just super fun. So get Yorvin while you can. How do I keep missing these little tiny spaces?
I'm playing the same game right now. Going back, and I'm glad I went back to let this one dry a little bit, because boy howdy, a couple of hiccups there.
Yeah, like I know the texture on these wings is outstanding, but I thought I was doing a pretty good job. And then every once in a while I look down, I'm like, that is just a big white spot.
Yep. I did the same.
How did that happen?
I think it's just if the texture is deep enough, your bristles just sort of skip over sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially with the broader strokes. Okay, I think that should do it.
Sun Diver 256 asks for their time gate, Nordum, Regis, or Cathris. I'm going to go Nordum or Cathris. Nordum, if you're still working on especially if you're still working on Modron cores, because Nordum is incredibly useful there. If you're not working on advancing your Modron cores, or if a slot 1 champion would be more helpful, Cathris is I think Cathris is just like a solid champion that you can slot in there and works for almost everything. So I use him quite a bit. I don't think I can see any other spots, so I'm going to put it down. I'm putting it down.
Okay, I think we need to name these like Spot and Speckle or something like that.
Ooh, Speckle. I like Speckle.
If you want Speckle, you can have Speckle. I think I'm going to name this one Spot.
I like it. Spot and Speckle. Done.
Ta-da!
Here we are. Episode 2. We've already got
finally named these.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Then let me here we go. Mr. Nobodyson. Question: Walnut or Binwin? Don't know much about either. Well, I'm gonna say once again Walnut for Hunger the Far Realms reasons. And yeah, if you want to know more about Walnut as a character, Hunger the Far Realms is an awesome place to watch. As far as in Idle Champions, Walnut is a really good tank. Binwin is a DPS, and Walnut is a solid tank who has a really fun ultimate, as we were talking about. So
yeah, definitely, absolutely.
I feel like I need to go back to the first one and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you can toggle back and forth for sure.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
I think I can. All right, those need to dry. I'm gonna put you so you can dry. I'm gonna put you down here so you guys can dry. You go.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where to put them for them to dry. So, yeah.
Where's your happy spot?
While they are drying, what are we up to next?
Next, we're gonna start painting the body. So, this is where we're going to create a See, I'm going back to garden flowers, like a nice catmint green, which is a little bit darker than a sage green. So we're actually going to use dark green, goblin green, and stonewall gray.
Okay.
Mix this up. And it's going to be kind of the same thing, except the dark green, you're not going to add as much as you think you need. So do, say like 2 parts to 1.5 parts. So 2 parts goblin green to 1.5 parts of the stonewall gray.
Okay.
And then mix in a few drops of the dark green first and then add on to deepen, because that can take over quickly. Dark green and black have very similar tendencies.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And so then what are we painting so I know about how much to make?
We're painting the body and the wings, the rest of the wings.
Oh, so
a good
definitely
chunk. Yeah.
A good chunk. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 parts goblin green to 1.5 parts of stonewall gray, you said. How did you get a plug already? Ew. Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ew.
Mix those up and then add dark green as necessary for flavor.
Pretty much, yeah.
How much darker than what we've already painted?
I will do a handy dandy swatch in just 1 quick second.
Well, while you are handy dandy swatching, lost demented question, not a question. Thank you for the more in-depth info. Hey, glad to help. We can't always go completely in depth with stuff depending on questions, but we try our best to at least give some decent information about champions, about any information that we can give while we're in the middle of trying to get into nooks and crannies
and mixing
and all of the mixing. Neo Nova 59 asks Krond, Warden, or Puent. That is an interesting group. I'm gonna go Warden.
Warden's cool.
Warden is super fun. Also, once again, in a slot that is very competitive. But Warden I think is a great DPS because he's also a support. And so some of the stuff that he does is really cool. I will say if you want more of a support character, go for Pwent. But
That's
but of
fair.
those three, I'd go for Warden.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit of goblin or a little bit of dark green.
Yeah, it's the dark green can catch up on you quickly, which is why I like to do it in increments. So
Yeah.
it may feel like you're adding more and more, and you're like, oop, 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 but trust me, once you hit the color you want, it's quick for it to go bye bye. Once it gets into play here, just a little bit darker, and then I'll be good.
All right, well, then I'm going to hold off adding any more just to make sure I don't go past. And Devil Crayon wants to know Stokey or Yorvin. Yorvin. Yeah, Yorvin. Murder Bunny. I really like Murder Bunny. Yeah, and of the two, I think Yorvin is a better DPS. That's really I don't have a much more in-depth answer than that. I just think Yorvin is a better DPS or has a better DPS. The bottom one? Okay.
It's one of those deals, and we've run into this before. It's a subtle color change because, I mean, this is a creature. If you look at animals, most animals don't have a very bright delineation of color changes unless like they're striped like tigers.
Yeah.
So it's a color shift enough where it is going to alter. And then because I'm going to be doing different tones for dry brushing, it'll then sort of enhance the difference. But this is sort of a step above what we had before. And we did this with the, what was that thing? The Froghemoth. Thank you. I'm like, let me look at the actual menu so I remember its name. I literally was turning around to look at the Froghemoth. I am going to thin this out too, especially because we're getting into the scales. And that is Nooks and Crannies Central. So the thinner this is, the better for you in the long run.
Good to know. Because yeah, my greens are extra thick.
Mine are too, and I think it's because we've used green so much that our bottles now have a little bit more air inside.
Oh.
So there's a little bit more drying potential happening because it's not pushed to the top and you don't have much air in there. Now you do. Or a little bit more at least.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more
da,
water.
da, da.
The more you know.
All right. So this is pretty much going everywhere else on the Jabberwock's body where we haven't painted already. So you'll want to go in with a detail brush around the eyes and the mouth. I'm actually going to save that towards the end. And then run this at the meeting point.
Top of the tail, top of the body, top of the head, and the limbs.
Exactly.
Let's go for you. You make sense. Gelatinous Rubik's Cube wants to know, for the time gate, should I just do the missions to completion or push to the wall each time? So each of the adventure variants, essentially, the first three, you only have to go from the first area to either area 50, 75, and 100, or 100 and 50. You don't have to go very far. I would suggest at least with those, don't worry too much about pushing your wall, because you can always then do the free play. And in the free play, you can kind of, if you'd like to play a bunch of the free play and try to get a bunch more silver chests and try to get a bunch more favor. But yeah, I suggest don't worry too much about pushing your wall in the actual adventures. And you can grind over that in the free play as much as you want. Or you do what I do, which is when it's a free time gate weekend, remember, oh yeah, time gates. And then not only blast through the free time gate that I have, but try to use up a bunch of the time gate pieces that I have that I keep forgetting to use. So yeah, I might be bad about that.
Same.
So my free time gate weekends are weekends that I remember that I have way too many time gate pieces.
That really is a thing.
And then I try to do a whole bunch of time gates.
Yeah.
Gear up a whole bunch of champions. And then Virgil! Yay!
Virgil!
I didn't mean to yell Virgil, but every once in a while I hear you hanging on my head.
Yes,
Virgil!
exactly.
Oh, that's
It is
something
a
else
thing.
I should also say, because I haven't said it in a while. If you are just learning about both Kent and Virgil, not only can you watch them in Hunger of the Far Realms on Monday,
Mm.
but both of them are in Rivals
Rivals
of
of
Waterdeep,
Waterdeep.
which
Yes.
is on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific on their own channel. If you happen to be playing Idle Champions at the time, you'll get a nice little alert so that you can just click on over, get yourself an Electrum chest, and watch as they encounter all sorts of other things in space, because
Mm-hmm.
apparently everybody's doing the space thing, and it's awesome. And I love watching Tanya
Oh, Tanya's been
DM
taking
that crew.
notes. It's
Oh
amazing.
yes. That's the
It
other fun
is
part. If you
amazing.
watch Rivals on Sunday and then you watch Hunger of the Far Realm on Monday, and Tanya's usually in chat, and every once in
Mm-hmm.
a while she'd be like, I'm just gonna make a note of
I'm making a
that.
note. I'm making a note there.
And
It's lovely.
it's fun to watch a DM have fun like that.
Oh
Of like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna watch you play with this DM and see
Mm-hmm.
what comes up. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't realize the crook of this tail was gonna be so
Oh
difficult
yeah.
to get at without getting on the other part of the green that I already did.
Yeah. And if you have
Mm.
a little bit of straying happening in this zone right here, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're actually going to take a quick dry brush and take the same green and dry brush along that line we have happening here.
Ah.
Yeah, to kind of do a little bit of blending of the two colors. But boy, is there a lot of texture happening on this.
Yeah, the bottom that we did had some really big abs. Uh
Mm-hmm.
and the segmentation on the tail, but they were big chunky things. And this has a
Yeah.
lot more of the little tiny scales
Yeah.
that are super cool, but also making it a little difficult.
Yeah, that's where you definitely run into I missed a spot. Oops, I missed a spot. Oops, I missed another spot. Hence,
Yeah.
I'm naming this spot.
Yep. Lesh68 asks, Cadibri, Farida, or Kreidel? Ooh, either Farida or Cadibri. I would lean towards Farida because I think she's an amazing DPS. She's one of my top.
Same.
But Cadibri is also real good
Yeah.
and useful in a lot of situations. So one of those two. And if you're not hurting for real good another DPS, then I'd probably say between the two, which one do you still need champions in that seat for? But yeah, I think knowing nothing else, I'd go Farida. She has been very helpful in a bunch of my Trials of Mount Tiamat runs when I get the right restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
When the restrictions don't hurt me. Although with the update, if that happens, then the next day I'll be able to re-roll a restriction. So I'm excited about the next time that's
Ooh.
going to happen, because that sucked when it was like, here, your restriction is everybody has to have an intelligence of 13 or higher. And it's like, why? No, but I want Orkira in my formation. Why?
But I have reasons.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
speaking of intelligence,
Uh-huh.
I had a realization today.
Oh.
A fun one. So I am playing in a charity game tomorrow, with the amazing Hope Lavelle as DM.
Yay. Oh, lovely.
And it's tomorrow at tomorrow afternoon on the One Shot Revolver channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be playing my first Drake Warden. I haven't had a chance yet.
Ooh.
I've been waiting to play that Ranger Drake Warden for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
and we're playing level 10. So I got pretty
Oh,
powerful Drake Warden
nice.
going on.
Yeah.
And so for the first time, I've been really digging into, so what's the stats and what am I upgrading and what am I doing with all of this? The Drake that you get as a Drake Warden has an intelligence of 8, which makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
This is a relatively, it's not like a beast companion. It's not like,
Right.
it's not a full dragon, but it's
It's got some
it's a pretty
dragon
powerful
tendencies in
creature.
it. Yeah.
Like, oh, this beast is as smart as Orkira is. Okay, thank you. I've just made a companion for this creature who might be smarter than one of my main characters. All right,
Oh.
I'm okay with this. Don't tell her. It's fine. It's fine. But that did also make me have to think about like, oh, I might have to come up with a voice for this creature.
Oh,
Because
yeah, that's
they're
a good point.
yeah, I don't think the drakes from the Drake Warden class can speak. I know they understand
Right.
at least common and the languages that you speak. Um but yeah, with innate intelligence, they're at least gonna be having thoughts and
Mm-hmm.
making suggestions in their own way. So I have to come
Mm-hmm.
up with a voice for two characters now.
Tee. Tee hee hee.
Yeah. I'm excited though. It's gonna be a fun game. And
Good.
I've been waiting to play a Drake Warden for a long time.
I mean, they're pretty wicked awesome, to be honest.
Have you had
I've
a chance?
For myself, no, but I've played in a couple games where someone's been a Drake Warden and they're just amazing. And honestly, I do also like playing Rangers.
Mm,
So it's one of those things. It's on my list of I would love to do.
yeah.
I just haven't had a chance to build one and play one, but have had the pleasure of playing with someone who has played one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so
yeah,
many character ideas, not enough
right.
games.
That's just it.
But yeah, just recently I was reminded of like, oh yeah, that is a subclass that I've been wanting to play for a while. And then this
Cool.
charity game came up and I went, well, there we
There we go.
go.
There we
Done.
go. It's a thing. It's a happening.
Yeah. Um Tigress Dark wants to know between Nahara and Kedibri, and then makes a point to say, I already have Orkira. I appreciate that. Nahara. With
Mm-hmm.
the whole Black Dice Society crew that have been coming out recently, I would definitely go for Nahara and fill out that affiliation. Also, Nahara is just a fun
Really
DPS.
good one. Yeah.
And she is another one of those DPS that the more you use her, the more powerful she becomes. So getting her early and using her often is advantageous.
Wise. Yeah.
And basically every week when the new patron challenges come out, um basically the Black Dice Society become my Strahd crew, and they
Mm-hmm.
just all help me get done with my Strahd challenges because you can use them all in Strahd patron variants, and it's great.
That makes
So I just
sense.
slot Nahara in there and I'm like, hey, get your friends. Help
Yeah.
me.
Go get your
Help
friends.
me, help me.
Go do your
Please,
thing.
please summon your friends. Ooh, trying to not paint the toes green because we already did fun painting on the toes.
Yeah.
Or on the talons, I should say.
We've already done the manicure.
Yeah. Okay. And Lightning Hawk wants to know, Lauren, you mentioned previously playing in a game as a belter. What channel can I find that show on? Oh, let me, you know what? Let me look that up for a second. Vamp while I look this up.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. I had to. Um,
Hmm.
Although the funny thing is when I was a little kid, there weren't many names that sounded like my full name, which I'm not sharing because V is my name. But anytime a teacher would start up with the, my heart would start racing because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna call on me. And for some
Hmm.
reason, Vamp reminded me, was one of the ones that would get my attention. Don't know why, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was the one
Got
that
it.
was like, oh, we got a channel.
We have a channel. So this was on the Abraxas Precipice Twitch channel. We were raising money for the World Kitchen, the World something kitchen. I've just lost that other name. Ooh,
I just typed it up too today.
World Central Kitchen. World
There we
Central
go.
Kitchen.
Yep.
Awesome organization.
Yep.
And you can watch the whole thing on their YouTube, which I'm pulling up here. Give me a second. It's the John Boltina channel. It is not that he's the one who's the storyteller for that game. So John Bultena. If you look up on YouTube Abraxas Precipice, Abraxas, you will find it. we just did the game a week and a half ago. Wow, time. Time
Time's a
is a
thing.
soup. Time is a flat circle. It was super fun. I had a lot of fun playing a belter. I think I did okay with the lingo and the accent and everything. I tried to keep it simple. Um and yeah, it's always fun to play in a new system, and there were a couple people I hadn't played with, and so it was just overall a really cool time for a really great
Nice.
cause. Um and also, horror games.
Mm-hmm.
I was just chatting about recently about how I am usually not a fan of horror stuff, but I have been able to enjoy playing TTRPG horror stuff either in short bursts or like one shots,
Mm-hmm.
because I think being able to act, even if what I do ends up getting me killed, even if what I do doesn't work, like instead of having to sit there and watch with the movie and not having any kind of agency, actually
Mm-hmm.
having agency I think helps a lot, because otherwise I just get creeped
Anxious.
out and squished out too quick.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just hit the camera with my paintbrush.
That's all right. I already hit the light with my
It's
paint,
this has
so
got a lot of angles. Get ready to move your mini around. Whenever you paint a
yeah.
mini, you will not hold this like this for 100% of the time. It's not
Nope.
possible.
Nope.
Nope. You will be moving this around, flipping it over.
I mean, especially trying to get these back legs have been
Yeah, and front legs aren't that much
definitely a
easier.
challenge. At least the one is held up.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
it's the
looking,
other one on the ground that's kind of like, and this is why we're not doing the base until the very end,
yeah.
because trying to get around these and not paint the base is going to be a headache. So, yeah, we'll worry about the base later.
I kind of like doing the base last anyway, because it
Yeah,
gives
it's.
it gives us a chance to think about, all right, where do we actually want to have this creature be?
Mm-hmm.
And come up with some cool ideas.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh, armpits. That's what it
They're
is. It's the
deep
armpits.
armpitties. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, this creature does leg and arm day. Like there's some muscle on this thing. I am impressed. As someone who has been trying to do as many push-ups as I can, and doing my best. This
Mm-hmm.
creature can do some push-ups.
Oh, yeah. Push up, out, around.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
Oh,
ow.
but I'm
There we
really
go.
happy with that green transition.
Yeah, it's just subtle
Just
enough
enough. Yep. It's so pretty.
that you can tell it's there, but it's not a huge
Yeah.
difference. I like it a lot.
It's not cartoonish.
Yeah. So I mean, speaking of horror, this should be a scary creature.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Climate Chang asks Quillic or Birdsong. Both slots have three other champions. I'd go Quillic because of season one happening right now, and so you
Mm-hmm.
can double up and not only get a cool champion who is incredibly useful in a lot of situations, but now have another of the Heroes of Erois, and so you can do some more stuff for season one. I think there's still a couple more weeks in season one. I have to double
Yeah,
check.
there is. It goes until the 23rd, I want to say.
Yeah.
I
So
think the
there's
23rd.
still
Yeah.
time to do a lot in season
Yeah.
one, which is good, as I just unlocked a bunch of stuff in there. So, but yeah, having all of the Heroes of Erois are cool. I will say, now that I've said that out loud, you can also open up a pay use time gate pieces to open a time gate,
All
and
right,
all
for
the Heroes of Erois champions are half the quote unquote price. So they are 3 time gate pieces instead of 6. So depending on how many time gate pieces you have, if you would like to get Quillic for a discount,
for a
um,
deal.
then absolutely go with Birdsong, who is also an amazing DPS that I use a lot of times. Is super, super fast, so synergizes real well with other bards and other like speed formation funness, and is excellent to have. So if you are So kind of depending on where you are with your time gate pieces and what you're thinking about doing and everything, you might do uh pick bird song and then pay the 3 time gate pieces to get Quillic. But but if you're short on time gate pieces and this is kind of your chance to get in a time gate, I would go for Quillic so that you can get some more stuff done for the season. Question Colin wants to know any excitement, nervous energy for the ending on Be Never Ending. Ending on never ending of ending. Yes. So tonight is the grand finale of Radiant Stories, which is the Radiant Citadel, Journeys to the Radiant Citadel game that I've been running for 12 weeks now. And we'll see what happens with our intrepid adventures if they're going to save the Radiant Citadel or not. I mean, I'll just say it. Maybe I'll be the first person on stream to destroy the Radiant Citadel. Hey, that will be fun.
Oh, that's getting spicy.
I know, right? I don't know if that's a title I want to have, but you know what? I have faith in my players and their characters, and they are doing an excellent job, and we have had a lot of fun. And so yeah, I mean, right now I'm very focused on these scales. So, but yes, I have been thinking about the finale all week, as I think any DM does when there's a big thing about to happen.
Yeah.
And finales are big things.
Kinda, sorta.
Yep.
Kinda, sorta.
Bainian wants to know, are there any TTRPG systems that either of you have always wanted to try, but have not had the chance yet?
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah. I really want to get into Vampire the Masquerade.
It's fun. I finally had a chance to play.
I've been wanting to for a while. It's just been not being able to find time and or group, but maybe that might be changing soon. We shall see.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping it pans out just because it would be fun. So there's that one, and then what's the other one called? Shoot.
Slipped out of your mind?
I can't remember. Yep, it just ran right out of my head.
It happens.
It does. It really does.
It's the one that you're
Gabe,
thinking.
It's the one that Gabe has going. It's the cards for the Session Zero stuff.
Oh yeah, the Session Zero system. I don't know if that's a full-on game or
I know, but I still want to try it.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to try that. I've backed that. I'm excited to try it. I got to watch that. They just ran a Session Zero system show. I don't know if they actually played a game or what exactly they did, but that just happened recently. I wasn't able to watch it live, but I got to go back and watch the VOD because
it's sparking interest for me. That, and then I really would love to play some Pathfinder. Just give it a try. And a lot of that stems from having worked with Paizo in the past and everything like that. I just never had a chance to play a Pathfinder game.
Yeah.
So
I've been very lucky in recent months, and I've been able to fulfill some of the hey, I really want to try this, especially Vampire. Like I've finally gotten a chance to play several Vampire the Masquerade games. So I'm feeling I feel like I no longer have to joke that I've only played one game and I played a human. Like I've actually played a couple of games now.
Nice.
So that's been good. I don't know if I've got any specific systems past that. I'm trying to think, because for a long time Vampire was a big one. Can't think of anything offhand, but like I said before, I'm just kind of interested in trying anything and everything. Like, you know, I am always up for playing D&D, don't get me wrong, but it is always good to try new things. And there are people who I want to play with who don't play D&D, they play other things. And so it's like a win-win. Hey, I get to play with this person who is super cool, who is into this game system that I've never had a chance to play before. How did I miss that spot? No.
Just got into detail mode, so I went very quiet suddenly.
That's okay. I just found a spot I missed on the hind leg, and I am
Oh,
I'm glad I
yeah.
caught it, but also like, how did I miss that?
Because this is a big hecky chonker monster here going on with lots of curves and scales and such.
And
That's
and
how.
it, yeah, the curvy and the scaly, I think, is the
Yeah.
thing. Because it's these legs. We're getting there though. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Gelatinous Rubik's Cube wants to know, when I hit my time gate button, there's a little box in the upper left of each character. Most are 50 to 75, but Nova is 100 and 125. What does that signify? So when you open up a time gate, the first time you open up a time gate for a champion, you only have to go to area 50, 75, and 100. If you so you finish time gate, go back, and now I'm going to open up a second time gate. And hey, I want to open up a time gate for that same champion I just did. I just opened up a time gate for Nova. I'm going to do another one and get some more chests.
Mm-hmm.
Nova will be, because you've just opened up one for her, the requirements for her are going to go up a little bit. So that's what that number means. It means if you open up a time gate for Nova, her requirements are going to be area 100, area 125. And in order for those requirements to go back down again, you basically just have to not choose her immediately. So if you've got Nova at 100 and 125, if right now, instead of choosing her, you choose a different champion, doesn't matter which one, and then when you're finished, you go back and open up your time gate stuff and take a look at Nova again, her numbers will have dropped again. And so it's basically a way of encouraging you to try different champions. Also, if you're going to open up the same time gate over and over and over again, you're going to be getting more and more gear. So it's going to get a little more difficult. But that's what that means. That's telling you in advance, these are the areas that you have to get to in order to get rewards. And they go up the more that you use, the more that you open that time gate in a row. And then if you don't open that same time gate, if you open up someone else, they go down again. I hope I explained that well. That is a feature I have not had to explain in a long time.
But it's a good feature to explain.
Yeah. Because, maybe that will inspire you to try a different champion. Or maybe you're doing a time gate, but you don't want to spend a lot of time on the time gate. And so having some extra areas to go through is not what you're looking for. Or maybe you really want that champion and you're okay with going through a bunch more areas.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's good to know in advance. We try to tell you these things in advance. I need to stop and stretch and drink.
Fair.
Oh, Lightning Hawk found the episode. Excellent. Glad I could help. And Gwen is the one who actually inspired me to stop and stretch, because they ask, any hand or wrist stretches you recommend as mini painters? I find I get sore pretty easily.
Oh yeah. There's a few. Let me finish this eye and then I'll show you a couple that are very helpful.
And for me, I don't have anything specific as a mini painter. Definitely what I just did helps, just getting a good stretch in and making sure that I'm not hunched over on top of the mini. As a musician, I will say that I do a lot of wrist stuff. And the thing you want to be careful about when you're when you're hitting the microphone, when you're stretching your wrist, is you don't want to push. Don't push very hard, because you can do things like this and just kind of give it just a little pull, very, very light. You don't have to go very far, just enough so that you can feel it. I do the same with my thumb. Just it's kind of hard to show. I'll go this way. So I'll put my thumb on my palm and push back, but really just a tiny little bit, just to kind of stretch everything in here. Because especially as a musician, I'm gripping here. And so just giving that a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of, you can look online for some really good hand exercises, but my suggestion is always with hand exercises, a little goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. So because you're tensing your muscles up so much, you can actually create lock hand like this. So it helps when you're doing mini painting, especially do jazz hands, pull it in, and just keep doing these extensions. I usually do about 10, take a break, 10, take a break, take a thing. And you just let your hands like literally stretch out as far as possible. So that helps release your muscle tension. Because again, you're getting so locked up, you'll find you're feeling your hands stretching like this. Open, close, open, close. The other thing you can do are slow wrist rolls like this.
Oh, yeah.
And just let it roll around. And you know you're doing it right when you start to feel a nice release going from your pointer finger down into your forearm. So this will help too for stretching your hands out while you're mini painting. You can do this back and forth like I'm doing now, or you can do like a full rotation. I tend to kind of like alternate between the two, like that. The other thing you can do is like what Lauren was showing is doing the pull, but I find if you put one palm on top of the other, like this,
yeah,
it keeps you from overextension, but it gives you just a nice little pull. So it's almost like, swimming like this. You could even do that motion if you wanted to, but that helps too, like a little back and forth, hands in prayer motion.
Yeah.
That's also really good. So that's what I tend to do for my stretches and everything like that. You can also just stand up and just do that with your hands on the table, splay them out, and then just press forward a little bit. That actually helps with your shoulders too. So there's a few things you can do without having to like majorly get up and move around, things like that. But yeah, this, honestly, I like doing this a lot. Helps. The rolling around and the jazz hands really help get that tension out of your hands. I'll start tapping into that when I've been painting for at least 2 to 3 hours. I'll start doing that.
Yeah. And same for me, both with mini painting, although I haven't had a painting session quite that long, but especially for playing music for gigs that I have, getting in a good stretch beforehand, and then not just giving myself license to stretch, but also paying real good attention to my body of like, okay, does something hurt? Does something feel off? Am I feeling tense? You're showing off a brush.
Yep, because someone said, what is this one? This is the Royal and Langnickel 10/0 detail brush. It's actually quite good. It's a shorter one, so I find it gives me better control in those tighter areas. So yeah, that's what I'm using.
I've just got my detail brush. I'm working around the eye right now, so I might get a little quiet.
I am now looking for those little spots that I missed before that I think I could probably get better with my detail brush than with a big old brush.
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
I'm just trying to be cautious because I'm real happy with how these eyes look, and I don't want to get anything on the silver.
And if you do, you can go back in with a wet brush and quickly pull it away, especially with metallics, because those tend to be a little bit more slick.
Yep, I already had to do that once.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps. Looking for spots on spot. Oh, there's a spot on spot. Thank goodness.
It helps that there's like a little bit of a raised edge in a bunch of places around the eye. So I can kind of follow that with the brush.
Yeah.
But oof.
I'm really happy with how that body is looking though. And we haven't even gotten into dry brushing yet.
Eyes. It's always the eyes. And this time toothpicks won't help.
No. This is not a toothpick eye.
I don't know why I found that very funny.
Okay, I think I've gotten all of the little spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small dry brush and just take this same color and do a quick dry brush pull along that midway section right here. This piece.
Okay.
That strip. What did I do with it? Oh, I know what I did with it.
There we go. The eyes. The eyes are done. Okay. Well, I mean the paint around them.
Yes. Well, I mean, really, the eyes are done. We did.
That's true. That's true. They are done, but
yeah, the painting
is a different kind of done.
Back here, I just dropped the brush.
Before I catch up with the dry brushing, I'm also going to do the hunt for places I missed because I already see a couple. The bigger scales on the top of the head hide spaces that require poking.
So I'm just gonna lightly dry brush through here. Not looking to do a full coat. I'm just going to treat this as sort of a transition section. So it's honestly, it's very subtle. It does make a difference to the naked eye. The camera's not really picking it up as much.
Cameras.
Camera.
Cameras.
Camera. I have lights, I have camera, but there's no action that you can visibly see right now with the camera. Hi, little miss. I feel your little paws on my lap. Yes, I do.
All right, I think. Oh, nope, there's another spot. I keep wanting to put the brush down and start doing the dry brushing, and then I keep finding spots,
nope.
and I don't want to stop because this was
I don't blame you.
a paint that we mixed, and so if I see something later, it's going to be a lot harder to deal with.
May I help you? May I help you, Miss Thing?
Did you just say, may I help you?
Yes.
You?
May I help you? Yep, she's here, folks. Say hi to Rory.
Hi, kitty.
Stinker.
If you are just joining us from the game, welcome on in. Hello. You might be enjoying painting and a cat. But yes, we're working on our Jabberwocks. And if you do have any questions, the amazing Martin is still in chat grabbing those, because every once in a while I am hardcore looking for spaces that I missed, and I will miss your question in the chat, but they are grabbing those questions and putting them in our little backstage document, and the cat must be doing something cute because I hear you snickering. She just
kissed the Jabberwock.
Oh,
she just like nose booped the Jabberwock.
Well, there you go.
Yep. If that doesn't sum up Rory and just how non-phased she is by things. A Jabberwock.
You may be a horrific monster, but hi.
You fland.
Yeah, it's like when you have players in D&D and where you show them the horrific monster that growls and snaps and is ready to kill them, and one of them's like, I want to pet it.
Yep. Oh my god, I had a player like that with a dire owlbear.
Ooh.
Let's just say the dice were on his side for quite a while because they kept wanting to befriend.
Yep.
And there's a roll where if you don't get that roll, you are losing an appendage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, wild creatures, especially in D&D, a lot of the time it's not that you're going to be able to befriend them and make them your pet immediately, but you might convince them not to kill you immediately.
Exactly. Yeah, that's basically what was happening. It was just putting up with the guy at that point.
Yeah. It's like, sheesh, all right. All right, you're another one of those that think I'm adorable, eh?
Give me 5 minutes.
Let's see if you... Yeah.
All right,
let's see if you feed me appropriate tribute or if you become my food.
Yes, exactly. So you can see. Oh, and if people who weren't here last week are wondering what this is my showing how when we get to the dry brushing with the gray, it brings it more into the gray tone like what we have in game gray. But I'm kind of doing a blend between the official art and what we have in Idle Champions art, nodding to both with the undertones of green when using grays for the dry brush colors. That's what that's about. But the body for me is done, and I do need that to dry.
I think I'm either at the point in where I'm done or I'm at the point where I'm allowing myself to be done. One of those two.
It's like, and I'm just feeling done.
I think it's very possible I'm also not finding fresh stuff that is actually unpainted, but I have found a couple of spots where I'm like, oh, that's a spot I missed. No, wait, that's just shine. That's just light shine. Okay.
Little Rory appearance. There we go. Can you sit your butt back down, honey? Thank you. No. That was the opposite. That was the opposite. Right. There you go.
There you are.
Yes.
Anything else will literally be covered up in the wash.
Pretty much.
I've reached that point.
All right. So now I'm actually going to take that dry brush and go to the upper portion of these wings and just start pulling it like so.
Okay. And so since I'm catching up with the upper portion of the wings, what are we dry brushing with?
We're dry brushing with that color we've just been using on the body.
Ah, okay.
So this is where we're going to be blending that midpoint through. So we'll use the dry brush to blend in this zone, and then we'll jump back to the other color, or the other brush with the same color, and finish the wings.
Ah.
Yeah. So this creates a transition zone by going in with a dry brush.
Get in the zone, the transition zone.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with the auto zone.
I'm glad you got that reference.
Yes.
Every once in a while, I make those kind of commercial references. I'm like, I don't know if anyone's going to know this.
You help? You helping, Miss Thing?
All right, so now that I'm no longer looking for stuff, Lost Demented wants to know, have either of you played Rifts or another Palladium game? I have not.
Nope.
So there we go. Add that to the list of things I would like to try.
There we go. You're so happy. I don't know if her purring's getting picked up.
And I assume this, the what size brush from Belswin, was that you answering the brush question?
That was the brush question for the detail brush, yeah.
Cool.
So we're set there.
Sir Luke3323 wants to know, is there going to be another episode of Vecna Lives with Viconia?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love to play with that whole crew again. We had so much fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah, Aaron did such a good job DMing, and that was another case of like, okay, we've only now played together for about 2 hours, but I'd play with this crew for the next 10 years. Yeah. Like, let's just keep this party going.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. And I mean, you could just rebrand that whole thing to druids and clerics.
Yeah, this is true.
It's just druids and clerics all the way down.
Well, Nahara is a warlock bard. So druids, true. So bunch of healers.
Well, yeah, pretty much bunch of healers. I think that's the way to go. That was an interesting experience for Orkira to finally be in a group and where it's like, wow, everyone can actually heal themselves.
And I liked how we're negotiating. I'll get so and so if you get so and so. I'm good. I have a few more left for myself. You take care of yourself.
Yep. Well, and the nice thing about having healers from different classes is like, yeah, Orkira is a cleric and so can do lots of healing, but a lot of her healing is either very targeted or she can do like a mass cure wounds. Right. But like druids have the
healing
spirit.
I love that. Oof.
It's healing spirit. There we go.
Yeah.
Which doesn't give a lot of healing, but can grab a whole bunch of people, over several rounds. And like, so depending on the situation, you end up with a lot of options when you have a lot of people who can heal, and it's fun. It's like, oh wait, you've got that person? All right, then I will go ahead and fireball someone. Thank you.
It's like, you have the healing this round, I'll do the, defensive or offensive stuff this round.
Yep.
It really was a lot of fun to play out together.
And it was incredibly useful in the moments where we had to start doing skill challenges and Aaron rattled off what skills were going to be useful. And I went, Orkira will be over here doing something completely different. I'll be killing things because every single one she mentioned, I'm like, I have a negative to that. I have a negative to that. I have a negative.
Well, I'm laughing how Nahara and Voronika both had like higher stealth. I'm like, but that makes sense for the type of campaign involved for them when we were creating them. It was just so neat to see how everything worked out with each other. I thoroughly enjoyed it greatly.
So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I don't know. There isn't anything coming up as far as I know right now, but hey, if for some reason we want to do it, I'm there. I'm there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Gosrick, Nahara, call us.
Right? Although
we're here for you.
We do have the PAX panel thing that we can mention.
That's true.
Do
you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that since you're the one that's going to be running that awesome thing?
Sure. So
finish up with dry brushing.
We actually have a panel that got accepted that we'll be doing because Laura and I are both going to be at PAX Unplugged. So we're actually going to have Michelle from A Familiar Quest and Masood and Nora will be joining us, as well as Brian from our current ICP happening right now, and Megan from previous ICPs will also be coming, and we'll be chatting about doing one-shots and how to create one-shots that become memorable and help the cast connect so that it becomes a more enjoyable experience for everyone all around.
Yeah.
So that's going to be December 2nd. 12 p.m. at the Leviathan Theater at PAX Unplugged.
So
I'm
yeah, if
looking
you're coming to
forward to it.
PAX Unplugged,
Yeah.
that I will be there. I will be videotaping the experience.
Yes. I will be
And
moderating,
then
so I'll be asking the
yeah,
questions more than doing the talking.
yeah. And then V, are you on any other panels? I can't remember.
Yes, I have 3 other panels. Geez, I'm
You
trying
know
to
what?
remember them
I'm on
all.
other panels. I'm on other panels as well, and I can't remember at the moment when and where everything is. So
Yes, like my brain just went,
as we get closer to
we'll
PAX,
talk
we'll
about it more.
remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will save us both from that moment of,
Thank
oh,
you. Because I know I
I
have
don't.
2 Friday, 1 Saturday, and 1 more on Sunday.
Whereas
I know
I
that
think I just
much.
have one each day,
That's
but
nice.
yeah. And I'm excited about all of them. I just don't remember the
Mm-hmm.
exact dates and times. And so, yeah.
The
Well,
official names and everything too, because I want to get that right.
yeah, that's true. They aren't my panels. And so I want to make
Yeah,
sure I'm calling them the right name.
yeah.
And also have all the people that are on them on hand and all that fun stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll make sure the next time, as we get a little bit closer to PAX Unplugged, that we have all
More
of that
detail.
information
Yeah.
ready to go. But yeah, and if you're coming to PAX Unplugged, definitely look us up. We
Come
may be
find
giving out fun things.
us. Come find
We
us for
may
fun
have
little
idle,
things.
yeah, we may have Idle Champions goodies to give out. And by
Yeah.
May, I mean you could
We will.
probably guess. We will have
we will.
Idle
We
Champions
will.
goodies to give out.
There
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
fun things to distribute, yes.
Sometimes when I tease at stuff, I apparently just tell it and I just say, yes, we will actually have it.
We might, but we will.
We might. Wink.
Right. That's like the that
Yeah,
exaggerated wink.
absolutely.
We gotcha.
And then question colon wants to know if we've had a check-in with Helen and have the charity
Oh.
ropers been awarded yet. Um
Have not heard on the charity ropers yet. I am sure they are quite busy getting things resolved after last week. So as soon as we have more knowledge on that, I'm sure we can share that with you. And Helen has been hanging out here. She's a little quiet today because, quite frankly, my allergies are bugging me.
I mean
But
that's fair.
here's Helen. I love
Yeah, that
Helen.
candy
Helen
corn
just makes
roper
me
was a lot of
smile.
fun.
Oh my
Oh yeah,
gosh, that was a blast to do, and the way they came out, I'm just giddy about it.
absolutely.
That was
Also,
fun.
you say, they're busy from the game last week. The it was a it was a success. There we go.
Yes,
Words are
it was
eventually going to
very.
happen.
It was. Oh, I had the number off the top of my head. It was $7,600 raised in just
Which
those few
was
hours, which is amazing.
which is amazing and way
Yeah,
more than their goal, because their goal was
yeah, six six six
6,666,
six.
which I
Yes,
thought was amazing.
yeah, especially for Halloween. That was just such a great little tongue-in-cheek account.
Yep. And they had a lot of giveaways, and
hmm
because um if you donated a certain amount, you automatically got a little digital giveaway.
Yeah, you did
So
win though.
they had a lot of work to do once
Yeah,
the stream was over. A lot of happy work,
hmm
champagne problem kind of thing, but
right.
still. So might take a little bit before we can get our candy corn ropers out to the respective winners, and then hopefully those people will post on social media and
Yeah,
use our candy corn roper in a game or something, because that'd be funny.
that would be rad.
That'd be amazing.
So this is what the wings are starting to look like as they get finished up. We'll have to do the
Yeah.
talons. Obviously, in a little bit, we'll do the talons. But for now, since we have this mixed green, I want to make sure we get that onto the wings. So we're nicely finished off with our greens to get us ready for next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because the last thing you want is to come back to something and be like, oh,
Oh.
I needed to do this part,
Mm-hmm.
and this was a color I was mixing up. Well,
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
see how accurate I can be.
Womp, womp, womp. Now I
Yeah,
am
and
painting the upper portion of the post here, but I'm leaving the majority of the post just for the primer to make it a better connection point. And so we're not loading things up and making it so it can't fit in its little key socket. But this will just help sort of make the two pieces join more smoothly in terms of color.
yeah, there won't be
Yeah.
such an
And it's
obvious connection
white.
point.
It's a white seam. Any other questions that have come
Oh
through?
yeah.
Ooh, lovely.
Gelatinous Rubik's Cube wants to know what's your favorite or best result of a mini that you have painted. Um,
Oh.
I mean, I continue to go back to the Myconids that we
Mm-hmm.
did, which I know episode 1, but like I still love the
You did a great
gradient on
job.
those caps, and I still that's still kind of my favorite of the ones that I've uh especially painted recently.
Mm-hmm.
Although that being said, I've just lost the name of it, which is why I've had to look. The Chimera that we did. I
Yeah,
love
that
how
was a
those
fun
wings
one.
turned out.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm a sucker for gradients. Give me a good
You do like your
gradient.
gradients, yes. And I'm just realizing, like, so I'm hearing we do more ombre treatments. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because the two that I thought of right away, yeah, it's that I'm just impressed by how that looks. And
Yeah.
I think that was one of the painting techniques that until this show, I had no idea how you would do that.
Yeah.
Like, how would this even work?
How to do?
So, so where I have successfully been able to accomplish a nice gradient of color, especially with the myconids being the rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
then I am
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How
Oh,
about you?
whoops.
I know you've got a lot more to think about.
I know I'm looking over at my collection right now. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you. This was one of the ones I'm more proud of. Hold on. Let me go grab her.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll take this chance to stretch again
There
and
you
then
go.
go to the other wing.
This is the one that I picked up from a Galaxy Petunia,
Ooh.
and I just painted up a Whiz Kids Dragon mini. I think this was a black young adult, young dragon. I'm trying to remember its name. But there are these gorgeous petunias called Galaxy Petunias, and used that to create this particular dragon. Totally like off the cuff, it's a fantasy thing. It's not an actual dragon, but this is
I
what I'm
mean,
quite pleased with because it's not showing up as much in the webcam, but the wings actually look like velvet from the painting blend.
you
So,
painting that makes me want to make it a creature. Like
right?
that is just so
I mean,
cool
we
looking.
probably could with Spelljammer work something in like a Galaxy Dargan.
Probably.
Yeah, but this is definitely one of my one more prized possession, not possessions, projects.
Well, you play a Circle of the Stars druid,
I
and
do.
then you get yourself to a high enough level where you can polymorph yourself into a dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are a Circle of the Stars dragon druid, and there you
I
go.
look like
And that's
that.
how you end up as a starry dragon.
Well, that would actually work because mine's a little changeling, so it kind of nods to changeling colors.
Ah, there you go.
So hey, I may just use that for my description when I reach that form.
Or there's
Or
actually a sooner thing that I just realized because when you turn into your starry form as a Circle of the Stars druid, you pick dragon, chalice,
or
or
archer,
archer.
yeah.
And I think when you get to higher levels, you can actually it's like you summon the dragon, or hold on, you know what? I'm gonna look at this before I say this wrong because I've seen this power and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Circle of the Stars. Um, Glory Starry Turn. I think it's just while you are in dragon form. I think you just a constellation of a wise dragon appears on you. So I mean,
Yeah.
it could be that Dargon. You just
Yeah.
look like that, and then you polymorph into that Dargon.
That'd be fun.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
All right. And then Vladimir Nightrod wants to know what is the largest mini you've painted and how does it compare to the smaller minis? Well, you've probably got some pretty chunky boys.
You mean minis or terrain? Because I've done terrain, and those terrain pieces can get to be ridiculously large.
They specifically said mini, and I
Minis.
think
Okay.
keeping it to mini
Yeah.
is probably fair because once you start talking about terrain,
Yeah, it just
uh,
becomes a whole new thing.
yeah,
Probably. Honestly, it's gonna be the upgrade to the Sapphire Dragon that I did. That's the one I'm quite pleased with for a larger mini.
yeah.
Um, But I'm hesitant to say that because I didn't fully paint it, but I did go back over and I painted the whole thing again, type of thing. That
I
one,
think that counts.
yeah, I mean, it's sitting right over there. And I'm really happy with how that looks as well, which I can grab if I just finish this little section here. Hi, Hemingway.
I mean, I guess the biggest one I've done is either the treant or the green dragon that we did, right? Because
right.
although this one is now going to be up there with those two.
No, sir.
So now I've got a couple of large creatures.
Yeah. No, sir. I'm painting right now.
Despite my best efforts, but despite my wants and desires, I did not buy the Tiamat unpainted mini, quote unquote.
Yet.
Yet. Yeah, yet. I have been avoiding it because, other things have to come first. Yeah. But I still kind of want to get that and then just spend an entire year working on that because it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. There we go. And coming back to here. Oh, Awkwardish Panda is in the chat. Hi, and said we've definitely taken some liberties in our game for that. My starry dragon form, I just got spectral starry dragon wings.
Ooh, pretty.
I love that. I love when you can work with the DM.
Yeah.
For any of the classes and subclasses and flavor it so that it's your own, because that's super fun. And you can do all sorts of cool things that have nothing to do with mechanics. Yeah. That are just super fun.
All right. I think I'm done with my wings. I'm going to let them dry a little bit.
Yeah, I've just reached that point myself, so I'm trying to get the green out of this brush.
Fair.
This brush has a lot of green in it. I'm trying to get it out.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with Children of Verte, I've had a lot of experience now with reflavoring things and hardcore reflavoring things, not just like, I'm going to just say this is purple. But it's been lots of fun.
Oh, let me grab. Said I would grab it.
I am covered in green. My plate is covered in green. Everything is green.
So this is the Sapphire Dragon. And I went back in and I took a lot of these various color shifting paints to bring out more of the details and the musculature, which kind of got lost in the original treatment of the sculpt. So yeah, I went in and I just used a variety of like the ones that go from like blue to green, purple to blue, and had fun doing that. So this is one of the bigger ones that I have upgraded with paint.
You've painted it. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Once you start, if it is significantly different than when you started, you've painted it.
It absolutely is.
Oh yeah, lots of people in chat are saying it is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Yeah. That's where I sat down with the official art and I was looking at the official art to make it look like the official art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're only seeing it through the webcam. Imagine in person how much more shiny it must be.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
We've only got about 20 minutes left, so I'll just remind everybody. Oh yeah, while you get that set up, I'm going to remind everybody we do have the amazing Martin in chat grabbing questions. You'll want to get those in now into chat so that we can have some time to answer them before Garwar's guide is up after us. And Garwar will be here to answer lots more of your questions. Absolutely. But Garwar will be focused on Idle Champions game stuff, whereas if you do have mini questions or questions about other things going on in the Idle Champions universe, we are here. All right, what's next?
All right, well, since it's a color we don't have to mix, we should be at the point where this is dry enough where we can do this Stonewall Gray on the underbelly and underneath the throat and start dry brushing to bring out that texture like we have in the sample right here.
All right.
That'll be our next step. And if we have to stop because we ran out of time, it won't be an issue because we're not mixing the paint.
We are not mixing.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a plan. Yep. And my dry brush. Okay. I also just realized something about the overlay that I made a mistake on.
Oh?
So that Jabberwock in the overlay.
Is he missing a tail?
Should be a tail. I just noticed that.
He's like one of those dog breeds. Every so often their tails get docked just to make it easier for them to move around the forest. Maybe.
I will I will fix that for the next time. All right, so we're Stonewall Gray, dry brushing.
The underbelly area, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And I am avoiding this line here. It's strictly the underbelly section for this.
Oh, and getting the actual under the belly is going to be a challenge.
It is. It absolutely is. And notice I said avoiding. So it's okay if you have a little bit hop over, because we are going to do another dry brush detail in a different color for the body, the top portion.
All right. Ah, where'd my mouse go?
Don't you love when that happens? Just goes for a walk.
Homel's like, it's a lizard. It'll grow back. Yeah, it'll absolutely. That's why it's gone. That's why there's no tail on this.
It was captured in
this picture.
Self-preservation.
And it'll be grown back by the time we get back. That's exactly right.
That sounds about right. You know, it takes about a week for it to regenerate for a magical creature. Fantasy creature.
Yeah, that makes sense. Magical tail regenerations. All right, dry brushing in curves.
It's not fun. It is not
And now,
fun.
Advanced techniques, curve dry brushing.
Yeah, you have to do it in little sweeping motions and just keep moving the mini around and around and around.
And round, and round, over and under and through.
Yeah.
Although moving it around that much definitely helps avoid the I have stopped dry brushing and I have started painting.
Yes, this is true.
Original Angston says, right now it's just a jabberwock.
Jabberwock.
It's just a jabberwock.
It's a jabberwock. That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, that's why this creature is angry. You encounter a Jabberwock, but it has lost its tail, and you come along and it's like, nope, not dealing with more adventurers today.
Yep.
Nope. This is surprisingly
tricky.
Yeah.
Wee bit tricky.
But it's not bad. It's not.
Oh, it's not like evil and painful or anything like that. It's just you gotta keep it going.
It's also showing up a lot brighter than I was expecting. Which is also not a bad thing, but it's just it's an interesting look that I like, but I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play around with undertones.
Under the belly.
Mm-hmm.
And then how far up the chest are we going with this?
You see how there's this little line kind of running through here?
Right through
here? Yep, that's basically where I'm going to stop that.
Oh, and I mean like the front of the creature.
Oh, it's going to go up and underneath the neck and to the
all
gullet.
The way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's ab painting time. Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, hey, this creature worked for them. Might as well show them off.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of abs. I was going to start counting how many abs this thing has. And I'm like, nope, actually, nope. I don't have enough time for that. I can paint them. I don't have enough time to count them.
Yeah, exactly. Doo-doo-doo.
All right, under the neck. Here we go.
Uh-oh. I hiccuped. I got to do a quick removal.
And then up the neck, stopping before the chin tentacles?
Actually going to take it right through this section right here. Tickle under the chin.
Okay.
Which is actually really hard to show on camera because of the angle.
And the tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not the first time that tentacles have gotten in the way of things.
Oh, God, no. Not at all. Not with the creatures we've painted in the past.
Oh, no. And we haven't even really done any Far Realm stuff or lots of Spelljammer things yet.
Can you imagine?
All the tentacles. I mean, someone was asking earlier this week, they'd asked me, well, how do you really make something be from the Far Realm? I'm like, well, there's the easy answer, which is tentacles.
Yeah.
Tentacles and or mouths and eyes where they should not be.
Exactly.
You put mouths and eyes where you do not expect mouths and eyes, and you've got a Far Realm creature.
Absolutely.
Done. Doesn't matter how cute that creature might have been before the mouths and eyes. Think of a bunny rabbit.
Ooh.
Now add on some extra eyes. There you go. Far Realm bunny.
Yep.
I didn't even have to tell you where to add on the eyes. I just needed to say add some extra eyes, and immediately everyone went,
that's a jackalope going nope. Nope. I will say nope on that one.
Say no to that.
Yep.
Evil Turnip, I appreciate the no counting the Jabberwock. I mean, we're going to put all of that work into the abs. We might as well show them off, right?
Yes. Hi, Rora. Really? Look at this. She was just peeking up over my shoulder. Rory.
Aw.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby girl. Come say hi.
I've definitely reached the point where I'm painting. Oh, hi. Where I'm painting more than I'm dry brushing, so I'm going to stop and stretch again.
Stretch it out.
I don't know how much you can hear from the other room. Luke is hardcore working on a cosplay piece, which I will be more vague about here.
Yes.
So he's having some fun with EVA foam and it's not a hairdryer. It's a heat gun.
Yeah.
It looks like a hairdryer except for EVA foam.
Yeah, it's a heat gun. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how much you can hear of that, but he's got that going on. So if you hear a very gentle hairdryer sound in the background, it's not my partner primping. He is working on a helmet. But I didn't want to close the door because it's kind of nice.
That's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Look we're taking shape now.
Yeah.
Actually made some really good progress today. Yay.
I'm trying to show underneath, but hey, there's a base in the way.
It's honestly it's a little tricky.
Look at my undertones. No.
Look under the undertones.
look how amazing under this creature is. You just ignore the base. But yeah. I'm happy with how this is turning out.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool looking.
It definitely looks extra angry now that we've gotten the green on the eyes or around the eyes, because I think when it was just the silver on the white of the primer, it looked kind of surprised. But now that the green is there and you can see more of the definition of that brow, that angry.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Angry mer face.
Yep. Let me see. I just want to see if the wings have dried enough to play so I can show how doing a little bit on the post helps. Yeah. So see, when you paint down on the post a little bit, it helps alleviate the issue of how why is there a white seam? So make sure you do that when you're doing this. Deep. I'm just gonna take this off now.
Just enough for the seam to be nice, but not enough to lose.
Exactly.
Lose any of the ability for it to get cohesive.
Words are fun. That's exactly it.
Well, that's okay. We're pretty much at the end of the show, so we can be done with our words.
I'm done with words. Thank you very much.
I mean, I can take a break from my words, and then I have to go back to having words for a couple more hours.
I mean, you do kind of need them for later tonight. That is for sure. You don't want to lose your words before tonight.
No, I mean, I'm working with some fabulous people who are very good at words, but I should help them with coming up with awesome things to say and not be like, all right, everybody use your words. I'll be over here.
Use your words. I'm just going to sit and watch.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite DM moments are the ones in where I get to just sit back and watch and the players are having fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the caveat is the players are having fun while I'm sitting back and watching. Yeah. But yeah, that should be a natural thing and not a I'm tired.
Right.
So I'm gonna have some more coffee and freshen up, and then it'll be season finale time.
Woo! All right, so we're at a good stopping point for today. We will work on.
Definitely.
Honestly, I think we might be finishing this up next week.
I mean, we're
pretty darn close because we have dry brushing to do on the wings and the body itself. So that's going to take a little bit of time up. And then we have to do some base work and then let it dry a little bit and then do some wash. So yeah, I think we're going to finish things up.
Talons on the wings.
The talons on the wings, yep. So yeah, it's looking like next week we will get this Jabberwock jabber done.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm very excited for that. And we'll obviously glue the wings into place. We want to do that before we do the wash.
After the bodged together iris that we did and all of the work that took and making pieces fit and using the all the techniques, I really do feel like these two wings, especially since even just putting them in without having done anything, they sit really, really nicely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not going to be a problem. I might be jinxing myself. Maybe I'm jinxing myself, but I feel like the wings are going to go in without a problem.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. You could always test fit it, before the next stream just to reassure yourself, but I think we should be okay, honestly.
Also, I love the Garwar's in chat. First off, make sure you stick around for Garwar's guide, which is happening after us. Garwar says, take your time. You know what they say. You have to learn to Jabberwock before you can Jabber run.
Oh, God.
That was good. I'm very impressed.
Good. That was good. That was definitely good. And
all right, and with that, yes.
Wednesday.
Virgil.
Wednesday we have Virgil. So there's going to be Virgil, and then we'll see you Monday for that.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah, It took me a moment. I had to do counting in my head. Episode 4 of 6. So there's not many left. And also because it's the noon hour on the Pacific Coast has happened. If you are in the game, go ahead and vote for the next vote for Hunger the Far Realms. Since we've got a minute left, if anyone's in the game, can you tell us what's the vote right now for Hunger the Far Realms? The in-game vote. Because V and I, we don't know each individual day because we know the entire scope. And so,
that's the problem.
Yeah. So if someone's in the game right now, I'm looking at chat, remind us what's the actual vote for today. Belswin says puppeteer parasites or, the Nyagathulu.
Ooh.
Yeah, both of those are going to be nasty. Both of those are nasty.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to vote for the Nyagathulu because those are fun new Spelljammer type creatures. So I'm excited. But hey, if you haven't been in the game yet in the last hour and 48 minutes, go ahead and log on in, vote for whichever you'd like to see happen on Monday, and then take your token and get yourself some cool stuff, like lots of chests. This week's worth of stuff that you can get with tokens was a lot of really good chests.
It really was.
Yeah, I'm excited to get them all.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.